This is a quote from the book Bombs, Cities, and Civilians by Conrad Crane. Quote, "The selected zone of attack covered 6 important industrial targets and numerous smaller factories, railroad yards, home industries, and cable plants. But it also included one of the most densely populated areas of the world, Asakasaku, with a population of more than 135,000 people per square mile. Before Operation Meeting House was over, between 90,000 and 100,000 people had been killed. Most died horribly, as intense heat from the firestorm consumed the oxygen, boiled water in canals, and sent liquid glass rolling down the streets. Thousands suffocated in shelters or parks. Panicked crowds crushed victims who had fallen in the streets as they surged towards waterways to escape the flames. Perhaps the most terrible incident came when one B-29 dropped 7 tons of incendiaries on or around the crowded Kokotoi Bridge. Hundreds of people were turned into fiery torches and splashed into the river below in sizzling hisses. One writer described the falling bodies as resembling tent caterpillars that had been burned out of a tree. Tail gunners were sickened by the sight of hundreds of people burning to death in flaming napalm on the surface of the Sumida River. A doctor who observed the carnage there later said you couldn't even tell if the objects floating by were arms and legs or pieces of burnt wood. B-29 crews fought superheated updrafts that destroyed at least 10 aircraft and wore oxygen masks to avoid vomiting from the stench of burning flesh. By the time the attack had ended, almost 16 square miles of Tokyo were burned out and over 1 million people were homeless." End quote. That wasn't an atomic bomb attack. That was a fire raid. Those are the sorts of bombings that were going on all the time over Japan before the atomic bombs were dropped. More than 60 Japanese cities had already been, burnt off the map.